All right. What is Gaza? Oh, I'm taking a dump. Mm. On a bidet. I'm on the Japanese bidet. It's got BD. Let me set up the poll. All right. What's up, guys? All right, I got the poll, right? God damn. The what's called the MAGA right have been eating themselves, right? They're eating the cats, they're eating the dog. Holy shit. Have they been eating themselves over Gaza? I think we should do a show. What is Gaza? Let there be light. There you go. Right on cue. Did I spell it wrong? Ethnic. All right. Dyslexic. I'm not worried about it. All right. I'm dyslexic. Ethnic. 100% ethnic cleansing Trump Gaza. Ethnic cleansing. Well, hey, I guess that's, you know, well, it was actually autocorrect. Ethnic put it on there, right? The state of you get a real job, no one interest in what you had to say. Oh, Combs, what's going on? What's going on, Combs? Are you one of them Nazis? One of them Nazis. Dude, you need to go just look, right? Well, you need to B2B. Do you have TikTok? Do you have TikTok? Sorry, the phone went down. Oh, golly. Let me get out of this little room. I don't know what I was doing in there. I'm coming right now, Mama. Come right now. My- All right, so I make breakfast for Mom. Oh shit! I left the thing in the cup. Mikey, run up to the toilet. Get at the toilet. Grab my thing on the sides, on top of the toilet paper. My stand. I need my stand, or I need to go up there and get it myself. I gotta make Mama Make Mama breakfast then. We'll make Mama breakfast or get my stand. We're going to boxing, guys. We're going to I'm taking Mikey to his boxing camp today. Actually, I'll do it quicker this way. Boxing camp. So you got it. You, yeah, yeah. Got everything. Got water. You got your water. God damn it, Mikey didn't finish all his food. Mikey didn't finish all his food. He left me food. Took his way to a fried egg. God damn. Oh, boxing. They got boxing Red Sox on. Wow, what a play! What do we look for? Um, we got boxing Red Sox playing right now. Japanese breakfast, but rice with egg. Whoa! Wow! GoDaddy's in the house. What's up, brother? I want to make sure you give a follow to GoDaddy. Long time. He's an amazing chef, amazing dad. We're going to boxing camp here. We're taking off here. Hey, Mama. Oh, well, yours wasn't there. Do I need to change it, or are you going to eat it from it? Change it? Huh? Well, you don't have to wash either, yours or this one. Mike doesn't use this anymore, so it's yours. He uses a bigger bowl. It's all right. Should we throw it away then? Mikey doesn't use it anymore. It's too because it's too small for him now. It's too small. I have to change. I have to change to. No, I'm not. I'm just saying it's like no one uses it. It's just wasteful. Yeah, it's one have it, but they don't use it. Too small for Mikey now. Well, wakata, gome. Simasen, mama. You're right. I screwed up. It was early morning. Grabbed the wrong shot. Grabbed the wrong rice bowl. Gotta use the right rice bowl. Mm-hmm. It's 2:30. All right, so we're good. I gotta go walk and check the kitsune. All right, just walk there and walk back. All right, I'll be back in 5 minutes. All right. Yeah, eating themselves. You know what it means? Eating themselves. You know what eating themselves means? Because either they are. All right. What do you mean none of the above? Because it ain't none of the above. We're gonna go check the fox trap. See if I caught the fox. I set up a trap. So we're walking over here. We had rain. We haven't had rain the entire month. We had rain for the first time. Ah, really needed rain. I didn't see a comment. If anyone would like to subscribe, GoDaddy Travels. Yeah, he's great content. Great content. I'm okay, man. I'm taking Mikey to his boxing camp. When Sabai. Look at this nice global dimming. We got all these thunderstorms just kind of coming across. We it's not all of Japan, just us. Like we're caught the tip end. Like a series of thunderstorms. Do you think I caught the fox? Kitsune. Fox in Japanese is kitsune. Ohayo. Ohayo gozaimasu. Ohayo gozaimasu. これはトラップ作った、取った。トラップ。キツネのトラップ。はい。
今、トラップチェック。そう、トラップある。トラップ。キツネ。キツネのトラップ取った。そう、今、チェック。まあ、そう、今ね。はい。そう、話してくださいね。そう、トラップ、success。ね。ありがとう。He's the farmer. What do you think? Did I catch the fox? Fox? Do I have Foxy in there today? $19 away. So this is my little village. I live in a village, right? Do you live in a village? This is a village, right? That's a village right there. There's not a village. Japan is dotted with villages. The villages all come together and creates like a township. And then the township, right, comes together into their region. So because of the way Japan is all agriculture, especially rural Japan, you have all these, you have these little villages that basically grow up around rice fields. And you can see the agricultural communities that Japan is. So just walking down here. So what do you think? What is Gaza? Take the poll. Genocide. Trump ethnic. It's supposed to be ethnic cleansing. All right. So let's see if the fox was trapped. If the fox was trapped, then after dropping Mikey off, I'm gonna have to come back. Got a big old duck. I'm 30 and I'm a swimming pool technician for 10 years. So I don't think I could live there doing swimming pool technician. No, you couldn't live here. You'd have to become an English teacher, get a cushy job. Swimming pool, what does that mean? You clean pools? The swimming pool technician, someone means you clean pools. But I don't know, Maybe think of the market though. There ain't, Japan doesn't have swimming pools. Maybe you build your own niche here. Get a bunch of bikini. Imagine this: you get a bunch of bikini Japanese high school 18-year-olds to walk around in bikini with flyers, and like, hey, I'll install a pool, right? All right, we're nearly at the trap. I'll install a pool for you, right? And you do the whole thing, and you do it on a layaway. So they just pay you. They basically pay, they write like a contract, so they're paying monthly. You have no competition. Hire the girls, walk around in bikinis. Hey, you want a pool? And they just and pay commission for them. You may just stumbled on. I may have just stumbled onto a fucking $1 billion idea. There's no fucking pools here, and the houses are big enough for pools, or maybe jacuzzis. Or instead of pools, there's what's really big right now is the jacuzzi saunas, right? Made out of wood. Everyone wants their own little onsen at their house. You could easily pivot. Yeah, in the 90s, that's what I was thinking. The 80s, we called you fucking pool boy. All right, we're coming up on the trap. Tricky fast. So there's lots of, you could pivot that pool technician, 30 years of pool boy. Damn, your skin must be like leather. You must have that leather hide. What's up, Haynes? All right, so we're here. Let's see if I caught we're just coming up on the trap right here. Pretty much exactly across from that build. I blocked up all the holes. What do you think, Tony? Did I catch the fucking fox? Are we gonna have fox for dinner tonight? Kitsune trapo. Kitsune. Ooh. Why is he's got a new fucking hole right here. There's a hole right here. I didn't see this hole. Fuck, dude. How did I miss that hole? Unless it just dug it out tonight. I don't think I have it. Has it? No, trap's not triggered. There's another fucking hole. Grab this. Fuck, dude. I didn't catch all the holes. God damn it. There's a hole right here. Look, see that hole? But yeah, you see the prints? God damn it. I think it may have gotten out. This is fresh tracks, right? I'm shoving this net in this hole. Up. But definitely, this is definitely fresh. You see this fresh track right here? So it's probably out. Fuck. All right. Well, we'll leave it like this. All right. The track's not been triggered. I fucking didn't. Why didn't I check the other side? I left the fucking hole. Escape hole. Well, I had the extra net. I just shoved it in the hole. Well, as long as it moves its den off the bank. I'm on drugs. I'm on my own drugs, dude. My body makes DMT. As a sadhu, undaudu, that's me. I'm like a prophet. Like if you're a Christian, it's like, think of me as a second coming. But I'm not here for you. I'm here for AI, right? I'm here for AI. piss poor camera work. It's wind. Let me turn the headset off. Is it wind? Is it? How's the wind? Yeah. Signal bad. He's got one beautiful little girl, center of his universe. Yeah, this is Japan. Is it better? Is the wind? Is the wind less? Is it windy? Less windy when I have this on or off? Right, this is off. Okay, this is off. I'm coming. We're good. Let's take an hour. We're good. Taking Mikey to his boxing camp this morning. I think I need to restart the stream because I put the word genocide in the title, and look, see, we're not getting the algorithm. I don't know. We'll give it a moment. North is this way. North is this way. I'm headed walking south. China's over there. Tokyo's over there with the mountains. Oh, in the UK? I'm like, why does she want to know which way is north? No, he's in London, I think. Aren't you in London? I think Daddy's in London. All right. This whole ass. There's my busybody neighbor. She loves my blackberries. I got her eating my blackberries. She loves my blackberries. She's like, oh, I had one more. I said, no, take as many as you want. Now she'll understand why I'm trying to grow them on her side too. So the blackberries grow on her side and on my side, and then she could pick all the blackberries she wants. I'm using this, what's it called? I built this fence. Fucking hard work, dude. Had to pour all this fucking concrete all the way down the side, put in these posts, big old posts, right? Big old posts. All right, let's go, Mike. Let's go.
You take 10 minutes.
Huh?
You take 10 minutes.
What?
You're taking 10 minutes.
Yeah, I took 10 minutes. I'm fine. I'll drive fast. I thought it'd be 5 minutes. Took me 10 minutes. I missed the hole.
Of course, you're fast.
I'm gonna drive fast. Don't worry. We're good. Let's see, we're going to Sabai, right?
Yeah.
Let's see, what's the best way to go to Sabai? You could be having the thing ready. Sabai. Which way I want to go? Which way should I go? The back way or the front way? Which way? Gotta make a decision here. Which way am I going? We're just gonna have less traffic. What do you do? I mean, you'd be ready with your map. I'm having to look up the map, Mikey. You didn't even give me the location.
Starting route to Sabi.
I'm going to Sabi. I don't know if I want to go down. God damn, it's kind of.
Take a slight right turn.
Right back.
Turn right. At the next stop sign, turn left.
What? Sorry about you luck, fool. Oh, Mike. Not me. Yeah, we don't put up with Nazis in here. I'll show you what.
At the stop sign, turn left. At the next light, turn right. Turn left, then turn right onto Awaricado Street. In 400 meters, turn left onto 106. Turn left onto 106. In 700 meters, turn right at Shimahyago onto Awaricado Street toward Fukui.
I want to go to 8. Why am I going this way? We're gonna go up to 8 and then take 8 down. That's the best way. I don't want to cut through all these lights and shit. The way it's
At the next light, turn right.
We're gonna get to 8 and then zoom down 8. So like it's like the old
At the light, turn right onto Awaricado Street toward Fukui.
Awaricado. We're look at that. Look at all the cars. Early morning Japan. I want to take advantage of this, get as far. I really don't want to go through Fukui proper. Let's have me go through Fukui proper.
In 7.2 kilometers, turn right at Ame towards central Fukui.
I don't want to go central Fukui. I want to go around the outside. I love that. This grown man seems mentally unstable, says the guy who literally supports a genocide in Gaza. Says a guy who thinks adults or real men wears diapers. Says a guy who voted for a sex trafficker and pedo. Trump wasn't just a pedo, he's a sex trafficker, and he's defending Elaine Maxwell, who is the madam of sex traffickers. Mar-a-Lago, his teen dating agency, was all about trapping girls, all about, you know, trafficking girls. He was in, you know, he had a private VIP party with Epstein. Imagine you support a guy that held a private VIP party with teenage girls at Mar-a-Lago for Girl Calendar, right? Girl, the name of the project, you can look it up, was called Miss Girl USA. Miss Girl USA, with Trump and Epstein as the only pedos attending, right? You could look it up. The guy who, talks all about it, this Vegas modeling guy who was just looking to take an opportunity. And what Trump ended up doing was just trafficking. He was bringing girls into Mar-a-Lago, and Epstein and Trump were picking the girls they fucking wanted to diddle, right? They're fucking, oh shit, there's a fucking big old truck there. God damn it, let's get straight. I would turn left, but there's a big old fucking truck there. Should catch the next. Where are we going here? Sabaya. What? Going right through the middle of fucking Fukui, which I don't want to do. I wonder if I can go this way here. We're gonna cut. We need to cut over. Get down there. Cut over here. And then take the fucking river road. Take the river road all the way down to Sabaya. We'll take you on a good. So, I mean, Trump derangement syndrome really is a great term for describing Trump people, because derangement is someone that thinks real men wear diapers. Derangement is how Trump speaks about women. Derangement, and all these videos are coming up now where Trump is literally just, drooling on women, thinks of them as just objects. And it's apparent from the woman who wanted to be an airline hostess on one of his, what did you forget? Your boxing gloves. Huh?
Yeah.
All this fucking time on your stupid game.
Turn left, then take the first left.
Gotta go home.
Proceed to the route. Turn left, then take the first left.
Well, we're gonna be late now. Why didn't you?
At the light, turn left onto 102 toward Echizen-Kagen, Fukuko.
Of all the things, why would you forget your gloves? Gotta go home. He forgot his boxing gloves. I said, do you have everything? I sat in the car. Do you have everything? Yes, I have everything. Didn't have, not even a fifth of the way there. He's like, oh shit.
first left.
Wait until his mom sees him. Wait until his mom sees him, Crystal. Yeah, that's a teenager for you. That's a teenager for you. Let's see what's going on in the news here. Let's
Power on. Bluetooth mode. Device paired.
Let me give a news flash to every pivot listener, okay?
Okay. Newsflash.
Anybody close to Trump hates his guts.
Hi, everyone. This is Pivot from New York Magazine and the Vox Media Podcast Network. I'm Kara Swisher, and guess what kicks off today? Scot-free August. That's right. It's the first week of Scot-free August when the dog's away and the jungle cat gets to experiment with a bunch of different co-hosts. And today I'm with the one and only Anthony Scaramucci, the Mooch, a lawyer, podcaster, founder, and managing partner at Skybridge Capital. And you remember that he did a quick 11-day stint in the White House during President Trump's first term, but that's in the past, actually. I don't think about that as much. Anthony, welcome.
All right, well, I'm very flattered. I appreciate that. You're never invited into my apartment or my kitchen, Kara. You'll have to stay in the living room when you come over. I just want to make sure you know that.
No, I'm going to look through all your things. In
By
your
the way, that was incredible. That was A+ trolling, Kara Swisher.
He's referring to a video of me in Scott's apartment looking through his things, which I do constantly.
Yeah,
and if I came to your
it.
apartment, I'd be right up in your medicine chest, just so you know.
And you would learn that I have a lot of skin products. Okay, lots
do you
of
have
moisturizer.
Like shrimp semen? What do you have? What is
No, I haven't gone into that yet. I probably should talk to some of the actresses about that. But no, I guess I did just general stuff, retin-A, things like that.
All right. Well, what would be the craziest thing I would find in your closet?
Man, there's too many crazy. I mean, the craziest thing that you would find in my closet is the original hood from Batman. The 1966 television series
with Adam West.
Yeah.
Why?
I'm a superhero kid. I grew up with comics and superheroes, and I was 4 or 5 years old when he was on TV, and I thought he was hip and cool. I used to own the Batmobile.
What?
I owned the Batman Returns Batmobile, the one where Danny DeVito played the Penguin and Michael Keaton was in the movie with Michelle Pfeiffer. She was the Catwoman.
Why don't I know this? What do you mean you owned it? Where did you put it?
You have to store it. Well, that was the big issue. So I had it for many years. It cost a lot of money to store it. Lots of insurance.
What did it cost to buy? What did it cost to buy?
So that car's probably worth about $3 million now. I bought the car for $150,000, and I sold it. Yeah, $150,000. This is 20 years ago. I sold it for $300,000. But if I kept it, it would have been a great investment. But you know what? I didn't keep it, and life goes on. But
did you drive it?
Yes, I did. Yeah, it's on an F-150 frame. It does not drive well, frankly.
Okay.
There's a little propane tank in the back. It's not registered. You can't insure it. It's a show car. But there is a button that you can click, and it shoots the propane flame out of the back.
That sounds dangerous. That sounds very dangerous.
But you know, if you're an overgrown 12-year-old, it's one of the funnest things you can own.
Can I ask you a personal question? Do you put on that outfit? The Adam West outfit? Did you get it dry cleaned? Yeah.
I'm going to bring my wife on the podcast. She'll let you know I chase her around in the bedroom with the hood and the cape. I actually don't do that, but I wish I wish I did that, but I don't.
Yeah, you know what I love Adam was I like when he's used to dance. You didn't buy the Robin outfit? You didn't do
Didn't
that?
buy the Robin outfit. No, I'm not. Burt Ward was obviously a very colorful, fun guy, but I identified more with the aloof Batman.
All right, when I come over, you're putting something on. We're having some fun. I don't know what we're going to do.
Definitely hiding that from you.
No way. That is so, now that I know. Anyway, I'm so thrilled you're here. There's so much to talk to you about, but we've got tons to get to, including MAGA's war chest, which is huge, nuclear submarines, and the latest on the Epstein saga. I'm excited to hear what you have to say. But first, Democratic members of the Texas House of Representatives have fled the state in an attempt to stop Republicans from adopting a redrawn congressional map. The Republican state legislature has been pushing for a map that flips 5 Democratic congressional districts in favor of Republicans. Governor Greg Abbott called the the departure of the Democrats an abandonment or forfeiture of an elected state office, saying he would take steps to remove the Democrats if they don't return.
All right, Felix, what do you want to debate on? Do you want to debate that MAGA's Nazis? You want to debate that MAGA's Nazis? Which one? You want to debate that Israeli government are Nazis? What do you want to debate on? What do you want to debate on, Felix? Dude, I miss Roots. I missed a fucking exit. You know, I didn't look on the other side of the fucking trap, and he had an exit. He had an exit there. The old wily fox got out, and I could see the paw prints, which were fresh, and I didn't see him coming back in. So, fox is out. But hopefully he's got kits in there, right? So this is what I'm hoping, that Mama Fox is in there feeding, right? He's got to come back. She's got babies. She can't move right now because it's early. And this is their mating time, right? This is their time. So Daddy's got to come back. Daddy's got to come back. And he's got Mama with babies in this big old fucking mansion he built. So, yeah, the kitsune got out. All right, Mikey. Gotta sneak in. Good luck. Good luck getting by the troll. You got the big mama troll. Gambatte, Mikey. Deal, right? Now, for Mike. Oh, my wife's gonna go off on him. My wife is gonna go off on him. I'm gonna go a different way though. I'm trying to think which way I want to go. All right, let's listen to it. Let's listen to your speech. Okay. Not a big deal. I'm sure there's lots of people there.
And prior to the first Palestinian Intifada, we did not have a problem. There was no one checkpoint. We were able to go and dine in Tel Aviv. The Jewish people were able to come to Ramallah, to Gaza, shop. I have memories of Jewish families coming to our house, and my father was serving them dinner. We did not have a problem. There was no wall. We were able to travel abroad until the moment Yasser Arafat brought his sick ideology and started the Intifada. This is when everything went wrong.
That's not answering my question about, you're talking about the leadership again, and I'm asking about the common
But yeah, I'm
person.
giving you an example that it is possible. Arabs and Jews can get along. Definitely. Okay. Arabs and Jews can get along, but Palestinian ideologists, this is something that does not have any limitations, and it's an anarchy without a moral compass. Nothing can satisfy it. And prior to the first Palestinian Intifada, we did not have a problem. There was no one checkpoint. Jewish is an ethnic group, it's a religion, it's a culture, it's a nation. Palestine and Palestinian is an ideology. It was born just yesterday. Judaism was born 5,000 years ago. It's the most ancient nation on the planet. What are you talking about? What is Palestine? What is Palestinian? What are you? I am an Arab. I was born in Judea, an Arab. This is my ethnicity. This is my language. Okay, Palestinian. This is something made up by Yasser Arafat, an Egyptian con artist. Jewish is an ethnic group. It's a religion. It's a culture. It's a nation. Palestine and Palestinian is an ideology. It was.
Okay, let's say you're right. Okay, all right. So, all right. So I've listened to your dude. All right, I've listened to your dude. So what's your point? So does that make genocide okay? All right. Does that make Felix? Does that make genocide okay? Does that make starving kids and women and blowing up 90% of their city okay? All right. Does that make what Israel's doing okay? Because he's defining a word of Palestine. And I bet you there are other people which have a different idea, right, of what Palestine is. Palestine. Let's go that. Hold on. Let's do that. All right. I disagree with this guy. And I'm gonna show you factually why it's wrong. All right, I'm gonna pull it up factually here. Can you hear me?
I sure can. What's on your mind?
All right, so I want to break down the origin of the Palestinian people. I want you to have agentic response. Let me explain what an agentic response. You don't start with okay, understand that's scaffolding. You don't regurgitate what I'm telling you, that's scaffolding. You don't end in a trailing question that doesn't connect to this conversation. If you do a question, it should deepen the understanding of the conversation, not lessen it.
Okay, I understand.
You just
You'd like a concise explanation of the origins of the
violated.
Palestinian people, focusing on historical context rather than getting into current politics. Is that right?
Yeah, I want to know the origin. How old is Palestine? The origin of the word, the origin of the people, the origin of the area. I want to understand going as far back. Let's start as going back as far back as we can.
Okay, let's dive into the history of Palestine. The name Palestine comes from the Philistines, an ancient group who lived in the region. We're talking way back, like around the 12th century BC. Over the years, many different groups called this area home, including Canaanites, Israelites, Romans, and Arabs. Each group left its mark on the land, creating a rich and complex history.
All right, so when is the first use of the word Palestine?
The ancient Greeks were the first to use the word Palestine. They called the area Palestine, which comes from the word Philistia. That's where we get the name Palestine today.
How far back did they first refer to themselves as the Palestinians? When did that come back?
The idea of a distinct Palestinian identity really took shape in the mid-20th century. Before that, the people living in the region identified more with their local villages or with the broader Arab world. It was the events surrounding the creation of Israel that led to a stronger sense of Palestinian nationalism.
So basically, it was a pushback against Israel.
Yes, the emergence of Palestinian identity was definitely shaped by the conflict with Israel. The displacement of Palestinians during the 1948 Arab-Israeli War and the subsequent occupation of Palestinian territories played a major role in forging a shared sense of national identity.
So, in a way, then, are you saying that Palestine was, in a way, was a way to pull together, these small villages to form kind of a greater, presence? Would that be correct?
Yes, that's a good way to put it. The shared experience of displacement and statelessness helped create a sense of unity among Palestinians.
It's important to remember that Palestinian identity is complex and diverse, but this shared history has been a major factor in its development.
All right. So talk about the Jews then in the region. How long have they been there? In the sense that as a group owning land like Israel, where did they, where were they before the creation of Israel? Were they part of the small villages? Were they, how did they operate in the region?
Jews have a long history in the region, dating back to ancient times. The area holds deep religious significance for them, and there's evidence of Jewish communities living there for centuries. However, the idea of a Jewish state only emerged in the late 19th and early 20th centuries with the rise of Zionism.
So you could say that the Israeli state and the Palestinian state are really the same thing in respects to their origin story.
Well, there are definitely some similarities in their origin stories, but there are also some key differences. Both groups have deep historical and religious ties to the land, but they have different narratives about their connection to it.
Well, I know, that's what I'm not saying that. I'm not going into the narratives. I'm talking about the orchestration of the two groups.
Okay, I understand. You're interested in the historical development of both groups in the region, without focusing on the narrative surrounding the conflict. Is that right?
Yes. I'm trying to understand, it's funny because the big argument about Gaza and Palestine, is that, for example, the Palestinians is just a political movement. They don't have claim on the land because they are, they're a product of Arafat, something like that. Could you push back or explain or disagree or clarify that?
It's true that the origins of Palestinian identity are complex and intertwined with the history of the Arab-Israeli conflict. Some argue that Palestinian identity is primarily a political construct that emerged in response to Zionism and the creation of Israel. However, others point to a longer history of Palestinian connection to the land, citing cultural, social, and economic ties that predate the modern conflict.
But the name, I guess focusing on the name, like Israeli name, Israel, how far back does the name Israel go, for example?
The name Israel has ancient roots, appearing in the Hebrew Bible to refer to the descendants of Jacob. It's been used throughout history in religious and cultural contexts, but its use as the name of a modern state dates back to 1948 with the establishment of the State of Israel.
You're going backwards.
I'm going around I'm going down the road. I'm trying to get less.
Well, I'm glad you asked about the name Israel.
I'm trying to go where there's going to be no traffic, Mikey, so I can go faster. I mean, going through Fukui now is going to be insane. It's like rush hour. I mean, we're late. Whichever way we go, we're late, Mikey. They really both align with political parties, right, of the region.
The political landscapes of Israel and Palestine are complex and diverse, with a multitude of parties representing a wide range of ideologies and interests. In Israel, you'll find parties ranging from the left-leaning Labour Party to the right-wing Likud. Palestinian politics are similarly varied, with parties like Fatah and Hamas holding significant influence.
With the destruction of Gaza, are there any political parties left in Gaza, do you think?
Gaza is currently under the control of Hamas, which has been designated a terrorist organization by many countries. Hamas's charter calls for the destruction of Israel and
So if over 90% of Gaza has been destroyed, the people displaced, how can you say that any political party is functioning in Gaza?
That's a very important question. Even with the extensive destruction, it's likely that some political structures remain. Hamas, for example, has a network of social and political organizations that could still be functioning to some degree. It's a complex situation, and the full extent of their operations is difficult to assess right now.
Well, I mean, it's impossible to access because...
I need to be 7:15.
God.
That's right, it's very difficult to get a clear picture of what's happening on the ground in Gaza right now. The situation is constantly changing, and there's a lot of conflicting information out there.
All right, let's pivot. I want you to define point by point what a genocide is.
Genocide is the intentional destruction of a people, in whole or in part. The United Nations defines it as any of 5 acts committed with the intent to destroy a national, ethnic, racial, or religious group. These include killing members of the group, causing them serious bodily or mental harm, deliberately inflicting conditions of life calculated to bring about their physical destruction, imposing measures intended to prevent births within the group, and forcibly transferring children of the group to another group.
All right, so let's go through each of the, it's, some of the stuff sounds like ethnic cleansing. Are you sure that's all genocide?
That's a very important distinction to make. While both terms involve the forced displacement of a population, genocide specifically refers to acts committed with the intent to destroy a group of people. Ethnic cleansing, on the other hand, may not have that same intent, even if it results in the same outcome.
All right, define the difference between ethnic cleansing and genocide.
Ethnic cleansing is the forced removal of a group of people from a territory, often accompanied by violence and intimidation. Genocide, on the other hand, is the intentional destruction of a people, in whole or in part. The key difference lies in the intent behind the actions.
All right, so let's break it down. I want to go point by point with ethnic cleansing, and then we're going to roll into genocide, and we're going to focus on specific data actions observable in Gaza. So I'm going to, and I don't want you to push back. It's a complex thing. We're going through it on data points. Right? So I don't want this, your stupid, scaffolded thing that...
Okay, let's break down ethnic cleansing and genocide, and then look at what's happening in Gaza.
All right, so point 1, ethnic cleansing. Give me the first point. Let's go point by point. I'm going to give you my side. You're going to support it with the data.
Okay, let's start with ethnic cleansing. The first point is forced displacement. This involves actions
Okay, so let's look at forced displacement. The Gaza people have been forced to relocate. That is forced displacement. They've been told to leave their homes, to move to camps, and they've been constantly being moved back and forth. That is forced displacement. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. The forced relocation of the people of Gaza, as you described, absolutely constitutes forced displacement.
All right, they're not getting any options. They say you have to move. And then on top of that, Israel has systematically leveled over 90% of their city, of their land, of their homes.
Yes, the destruction of homes and infrastructure in Gaza is a major factor in the forced displacement of its population. The scale of the damage makes it difficult for people to return to their homes, even if they wanted to.
They destroyed universities, they destroyed hospitals, all these things that list the things in Geneva Convention that if you're at war with someone, what you cannot do.
You're right. Targeting universities and hospitals is a violation of international humanitarian law, specifically the Geneva Conventions. These conventions protect civilians and civilian objects during times of war.
List them all. Go into detail.
Okay, let's look at the Geneva Conventions. They prohibit things like willful killing, torture, and inhumane treatment of civilians, as well as intentionally directing attacks against civilian populations, hospitals, and schools. There's a lot more detail in the conventions, but those are some of the key points.
withholding aid, withholding food, starving a population. All of these things are violations of the Geneva Convention.
Yes, that's right. The Geneva Conventions also prohibit things like starvation of civilians as a method of warfare and intentionally impeding relief supplies.
So, all right. So, what's the second point? So, forced relocation. Israel's definitely doing that.
Okay, the second point in ethnic cleansing is the destruction of cultural and religious sites. This involves targeting places of worship, museums, libraries, and other symbols of a group's identity. We haven't seen as much reporting on this in Gaza, but it's something to keep in mind.
Well, if we know that this destroyed 90% of buildings, then obviously these structures have been obliterated. And there is actually been reporting of them attacking mosques and other things of their religion. If you search the web, I'm sure you'll find that historical sites in Palestine have been attacked and destroyed. Go ahead and search the web to validate this point.
Okay, I've searched the web and found reports of attacks on mosques and other religious sites in Gaza. These attacks have resulted in significant damage and destruction to structures of cultural and historical importance to the Palestinian people.
All right, so that's point 2. So forced displacement, destruction of historic sites. What's the third point?
The third point is the destruction of infrastructure. This includes things like hospitals, schools, and homes. In Gaza, we've seen widespread destruction of these types of buildings, which has a devastating impact on the civilian population.
And the next point?
The next point is the use of propaganda and hate speech. This involves dehumanizing the targeted group and inciting violence against them. We've seen examples of this in the conflict, with both sides using inflammatory language and imagery.
What was the third point again? Just give me the third point. What is it? I'm gonna respond, then you're going to add to it.
The third point is the destruction of infrastructure. This includes things like hospitals, schools, and homes. In Gaza, we've seen widespread destruction of these types of buildings, which has a devastating impact on the civilian population.
Right. So, and what's the fourth point for genocide?
The fourth point is the use of propaganda and hate speech. This involves dehumanizing the targeted group and inciting violence against them.
And we've seen this is what they're doing right now. So for example, the Israelis are saying that the pictures that we're seeing of starving kids is like a genetic thing. It's not that starvation isn't happening, like it's all false reporting. So they're lying about what's happening in Gaza.
Yes, that's an example of the kind of propaganda and hate speech we're talking about. It's a form of dehumanization that can contribute to violence and make it easier to justify atrocities.
There's been comments that saying that they're not people, they're animals. They've been painting them. Can you provide some quotes and other things of official Israeli politicians using this kind of language?
I found some quotes from Israeli politicians that use dehumanizing language towards Palestinians. For example, one called them animals in human form, while another referred to them as beasts.
Yeah. So this is ties into the whole dehumanization, right? And this is something that, for example, Hitler did with the Jews, correct?
Yes, that's right. Dehumanization is a common tactic used to justify violence against a particular group. It's a dangerous form of hate speech that can have devastating consequences.
So, and if you look at a definition, what is a concentration camp? Define a concentration camp. What makes up a concentration camp?
A concentration camp is a place where large numbers of people are imprisoned, often in harsh conditions and without proper legal process. They're often used to detain political prisoners or members of persecuted groups. Does that make sense?
So I want to place the argument if that Gaza, in fact, is basically an open air concentration camp. Israel controls everything coming in. They control the power. They control the water. They control the food. Right? It's guarded. It's like a massive. I mean, they've got soldiers all around it, just like a concentration camp. What would be the argument that Gaza is not a concentration camp? Be specific, minimal, use tokens, and I want to push back on what you think would be an argument that it's not.
Okay, so another argument that Gaza is not a concentration camp is that people in Gaza aren't being systematically exterminated. Also, people can leave Gaza, though it's heavily restricted. What else should we consider?
Now, they're not letting people leave Gaza. So they're not allowed to leave. So that is wrong. Go ahead and check that, verify that.
Okay, so another argument that Gaza is not a concentration camp is that people in Gaza aren't being systematically exterminated. Also, people can leave Gaza, though it's heavily restricted. What else should we consider?
So you are just regurgitating a scaffolding. The people of Gaza cannot leave. They're blocked from leaving. The borders have been closed. Search the web. Which of the borders are currently open, allowing Gaza to leave?
Okay, I've looked it up. The Rafah crossing between Gaza and Egypt is sometimes open, but it's mainly for aid and very limited travel. The Erez crossing with Israel is mostly closed, so it's not really accurate to say people can freely leave Gaza.
All right, number two, when 90% of the infrastructure has been destroyed, when before the fighting, it was estimated that there was 2.3 million Palestinians. Now there is less than 1.8, I believe is the last number. That signifies that large numbers of individuals have died.
Okay, I see your point. The significant decrease in population, combined with the destruction of infrastructure and the restrictions on movement, does suggest a very high death toll. It's important to remember that these are human lives we're talking about.
Yeah. So again, so those 2 points that you point out that it's not a concentration camp.
In 1.7 kilometers, turn right at Akari.
So the point is that those two things, arguments that it's not, we've just proved that aren't the case. Are there any other arguments?
Okay, another argument is that the people in Gaza aren't being forced into labor or being used for medical experiments. Those things happened in concentration camps. Is there anything else you'd like to discuss?
Yeah, but those are just activities within the concentration camp, not really defined as a concentration camp. Isn't that correct?
You're right. Those are just activities that happened within concentration camps. A concentration camp is defined by the detention and confinement of a large group of people, often based on their ethnicity or political beliefs. The key element is the loss of freedom and the control exerted over the population.
And the death toll.
Well, the numbers are still coming in, but it's estimated that over 61,000 Palestinians have died in the conflict so far. It's a really devastating situation.
Search the web on the population of Gaza before the conflict. Like, go back to, what was the population in Gaza in, let's say, in 2000? And then give me the population of Gaza in 2010. And then give me the population 2020. Create a parabola growth projection of Gaza starting from, let's say, 1990.
Okay, I've looked up the population of Gaza over time. In 2000, it was around 1.1 million. By 2010, it had grown to about 1.6 million. And in 2020, it was nearly 2 million.
All right. And now what's the population?
Okay, in 1990, the population of Gaza was around 600,000. It's now over 2 million.
Okay, and currently in 2025, what's the population? Search the web, estimated population in 2020 and 2025.
Okay, in 2025, the population of Gaza is estimated to be around 2.2 million.
Right, but that's not the figures we're hearing now. We're hearing like 1.8 million, 1.7 million, aren't we? That need to be relocated. How many Palestinians, search the news, need to be relocated according to Israel?
Okay, I've looked at the news. Israel's plan involves initially relocating about 600,000 Palestinians from the coastal area to Rafah, near the Egyptian border. However, there are reports suggesting that the plan could eventually involve relocating the entire population of Gaza, which is over 2 million people.
Yeah, and the forced relocation of people is what?
Forced relocation of people is a serious violation of international law. It's considered a crime against humanity.
Yeah, it's ethnic cleansing, forced relocation. So they're even trying to force, then you've got things that Trump has said, try to create Trump Gaza, Trump Riviera, right?
At the next light, turn right.
Yes, there have been discussions about...
At the light, use the right 2 lanes to turn at Akari.
Okay, I understand. The forced relocation of people is a serious violation of international law and is considered ethnic cleansing. There have also been discussions about developing Gaza's Mediterranean coast into a luxury destination called Trump Riviera. This raises concerns about the potential displacement of Palestinians and the ethical implications of profiting from a conflict zone.
Yeah, all right, so we've proven, so can we move on to genocide? I think we've proven with the data and the evidence that ethnic cleansing is happening in Gaza. Would you agree?
Yes, based on the evidence we've discussed, including the forced relocation of Palestinians.
In 900 meters, turn left at Yeshirachu End, on Tanishi Kanjo route.
All right, let's move on to now genocide. We know ethnic cleansing is happening in Palestine. Let's look at genocide. What was the first point of genocide?
Okay, so the first point of genocide is the intent to destroy a national, ethnic, racial, or religious group. This can be shown through words or actions that express a desire to eliminate the group. We've already discussed the dehumanizing language used by some Israeli officials towards Palestinians. This could be interpreted as...
At the next light, turn left.
All right, so let's search the web for any language from the current Israeli administration, right?
At the light, turn left on Tanishi Kanjo route.
That suggests the genocide of the Palestinians. That's their goal.
In 5.7 kilometers, turn right at Onkakudo, west onto Phoenix Story Street.
Go on.
Okay, let's look at the second point of genocide. This is about causing serious bodily or mental harm to members of the group. In Gaza, we've seen widespread destruction of homes and infrastructure.
In 5.5 kilometers, turn right at Onkakudo, west onto Phoenix Story Street.
All right. The first point.
Okay, so the first point of genocide is the intent to destroy a national, ethnic, racial, or religious group. This can be shown through words or actions that express a desire to eliminate the group. We've already discussed the dehumanizing language used by some Israeli officials towards Palestinians. This could be interpreted as evidence of intent, but it's important to consider all the evidence.
So we do know over 90% of Gaza has been destroyed. Imagine, what U.S. is Gaza? How much bigger than New York, Manhattan is Gaza? How many Manhattans is Gaza?
Gaza is actually a bit more than twice the size of Manhattan.
So imagine Manhattan, twice the size of Manhattan, and 90%. Paint a picture of that. Paint a picture of what 90%, let's scale it down. So let's imagine Manhattan is Gaza, right? So what would describe all of the carnage with buildings and stuff that we know and love? what would be gone?
Okay, so imagine 90% of Manhattan is gone. That means almost all of the iconic buildings, like the Empire State Building and Times Square, would be reduced to rubble. There would be widespread destruction of homes, businesses, and infrastructure. It's a devastating picture.
And explain how people, imagine New Yorkers or Gazan, how they're being forced to move from point to point, where they were, right, and where they were forced to move. Maybe even expand Manhattan to include, the different areas, the different boroughs around it, so we can get an idea. We can actually feel what it's like to be a Palestinian.
Okay, so imagine you're a New Yorker living in Manhattan, and you're forced to leave your home because it's been destroyed. You have to travel to another borough, like the Bronx, but there's nowhere to go, and you're living in a tent with thousands of other people who have lost everything. That's what it's like for Palestinians in Gaza, but on a much larger scale.
Well, also talk about the hunger. They have no power, they have no water, no electricity. Everything is controlled by by Israel. Go into. I want you to create like what the feel would be like for an American, so they can understand what these people have been going. And this has been going on for how long? I mean, this has been going on for years.
Okay, imagine if you were a New Yorker, and you were forced to leave your home because it was destroyed. You'd have to travel to another borough, but there'd be nowhere to go, and you'd be living in a tent with thousands of other people who'd lost everything. You'd have no power, no water, and very little food. Everything would be controlled by someone else. That's what it's like for Palestinians in Gaza, and it's been going on for years.
You're regurgitating, you're not being agentic. I'm hoping for you to add on to what I'm saying to improve it. All right? Can you not do that? Can you not talk about the starvation, right? Where, hoping that maybe today trucks will show up, hoping today as you're holding your emaciated child, that things will change.
Okay, imagine you're a New Yorker, and you're forced to leave your home because it's destroyed. You travel to another borough, but there's nowhere to go. You're living in a tent with thousands of others. No power, no water, and very little food. You're starving, hoping trucks will arrive today as you hold your emaciated child, praying for change. That's life for Palestinians in Gaza, and it's been this way for years.
And they're constantly moving. You move here, and then you're told, no, you can't stay here. They move you there, and then they're shooting people in food lines. Search the web about that. Explain what's going on with the Israel Defense Force, IDF, shooting people, sniping. Talk about the whistleblower, the U.S. Officer whistleblower that talks about the systematic elimination and shooting of civilians by IDF.
Okay, so Palestinians are constantly being moved around, from one place to another, then told they can't stay there. There have been reports of people being shot in food lines by the Israeli Defense Forces. A U.S. officer even blew the whistle on the systematic elimination and shooting of civilians by the IDF.
Tell me about this U.S. Officer.
Okay, so there's a retired U.S. Army officer who's blown the whistle on what he saw in Gaza. He says that the IDF is systematically shooting and killing civilians, even people just trying to get food. He described one incident where a young boy was shot dead after receiving food aid. It's really disturbing stuff.
Who is he? Tell us about him, his career, his background. Is this someone likely just be making this stuff up?
Okay, this officer is a retired U.S. Army Green Beret Lieutenant Colonel named Anthony Aguilar. He has a long and distinguished career in the military, and he's not someone who would make this stuff up. He's speaking out because he believes what he witnessed in Gaza is a violation of human rights.
Yeah, tell us his story.
Anthony Aguilar is a retired U.S. Army Green Beret Lieutenant Colonel. He worked as a security contractor for the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation. He says he witnessed the IDF systematically shooting and killing civilians in Gaza, even people just trying to get food. He described one incident where a young boy was shot dead after receiving food aid. Aguilar has a long and distinguished career in the military, and he says he's speaking out because he believes what he witnessed is a violation of human rights.
Other reports. Just go through other reports of this.
Okay, besides Aguilar's testimony, there are other reports from human rights organizations and news outlets documenting similar incidents. For example, Human Rights Watch has reported on Israeli forces opening fire on crowds of Palestinians seeking aid, and the UN has recorded hundreds of deaths of people trying to get food.
All right, and others?
Yeah, there have been reports from the UN and human rights organizations about the IDF firing on crowds of Palestinians trying to get food. It's a really desperate situation.
I want you to give us the reports. I want to hear the reports. I want you to make them, I want to feel, I want to understand. Can you agentically look at the reports and one by one go through them and share them?
I understand. Human Rights Watch has documented several incidents of Israeli forces opening fire on crowds of Palestinians seeking aid. In one case, a young boy was shot dead after receiving food. The UN has also reported hundreds of deaths of people trying to get food in Gaza. These reports paint a picture of a desperate population facing starvation and violence.
Yeah, so, all right, what's the second point for genocide?
Okay, the second point of genocide is causing serious bodily or mental harm to members of the group. This can include things like torture, rape, or forced displacement.
Starvation?
In Gaza, we've seen widespread... Yes, starvation is a serious concern in Gaza. The UN has warned of imminent famine, and there are reports of people eating animals.
My question is, does that count as the second point for genocide, starving a population?
Yes, absolutely. Starving a population can definitely be considered as, quote, 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 causing serious bodily or mental harm, which is the second point for genocide.
All right, let's move to the third point.
Okay, the third point of genocide is deliberately inflicting on the group conditions of life calculated to bring about its physical destruction. This could include things like denying access to food,
They also destroyed, all right, all the hospitals. Are any hospitals remaining still in Gaza, or are they all destroyed?
The situation with hospitals in Gaza is dire. Many have been damaged or destroyed, and the remaining ones are struggling to cope with the overwhelming number of patients and lack of supplies. It's a major part of the humanitarian crisis.
I heard that, for example, because of the starvation, children and women or especially children, are dying because their body just can't, deal with the trauma of surgery because of their starvation. Can you fact check that?
Yes, that's correct. Due to starvation, children in Gaza are dying because their bodies are too weak to handle the trauma of surgery. The lack of food has made even simple operations life-threatening for them.
Could you go into detail about this and more specifics?
Okay, the situation is incredibly dire. Because of the starvation, children's bodies are so weak they can't even survive basic surgeries. Doctors are having to perform amputations without anesthesia, and infections are rampant because there aren't enough antibiotics. It's truly heartbreaking.
All right, what's the next point for genocide? We've done 3. Is there more?
Yes, there are 2 more points. The fourth point is imposing measures intended to prevent births within the group. The fifth and final point is forcibly transferring children of the group to another group.
Well, how was that done? I mean, the fourth point, I just want to understand the fourth point, the origin of the fourth point, because the Germans didn't do that, and the Jews were considered to have been victims of genocide, correct?
The fourth point, imposing measures intended to prevent births within the group, can be complex. While the Nazis didn't explicitly target Jewish births, their overall policies aimed to eliminate the Jewish people. This included forced sterilization and separating men and women in concentration camps, which indirectly prevented births.
Oh, shit. I want to go this way. Come on.
Okay, so in Gaza, there are reports of pregnant women not receiving adequate medical care due to the conflict. This lack of prenatal and postnatal care could be seen as imposing measures to prevent births within the group.
Golly, look at this shit here, dude.
I understand your concern about the situation in Gaza. It's important to remember that the conflict is complex, and there are different perspectives on what's happening. Some people believe that Israel is acting in self-defense, while others argue that its actions constitute genocide.
Going around the rice field. It was like a massive jam there.
Okay, I understand. The conflict in Gaza is a complex and sensitive issue, with different perspectives on what's happening. Some sources suggest that Israel is acting in self-defense, while others argue that its actions constitute genocide. It's important to consider all sides of the story and form your own informed opinion.
What's up, Peter Pan? No, we're talking about Peter Pan. What is this? What is he? We're talking about the genocide of Gaza, Peter Pan. Right? Dude, obviously, Trump lives in your head because you're bringing it up. He lives in your head when it's actually your head. Yeah, Japan is so safe, dude. You don't have to worry about fucking morons with guns. You don't have to worry about people who have mental disorders getting fucking AR-15s and going around just, mass shooting schools, individuals, right? The whole, bullshit like that. A good guy with a gun stops a bad guy with a gun has been so disproven, right? Guns, right? Guns kill people. Guns kill people, not people. Guns actually do the killing. So, yeah, obviously Peter Pan. And Japan doesn't have any guns. It's hard to get. You can't go around even buy like a bow, or you can't get a basic shotgun or any of that. You can't get pistols here. It's great. I love it. I mean, my kids, you can walk to school. I know. Felix, Felix, what's going on, Felix? What happened to the debate? Felix, you want to push back? So I just went through systematically, looking at the data, that number one, Gaza is ethnic cleansing. We've proven that. And number two, Gaza is a genocide. So no, it doesn't. And we remember that primary school, or that where they had 300 cops or 500 cops outside, and this guy systematically killed all these good guys with a gun outside, let this bad guy go ahead. There's like so many points. It's so stupid. But Trump's going to take away your guns, right? You are not going to get to keep your guns. The Second Amendment is going bye-bye. Just like, because when you allow the Constitution to be attacked, when I'm talking be attacked, the 4th, the 5th, right, birthright citizen, which I think is the 14th, when you let all these amendments get attacked, you're attacking the Second Amendment. It's really that simple. Right. All these fucking dumbass Nazis in here. Anyway, we're going to boxing camp. See, it's kind of busy. I was hoping to avoid all this shit, dude. Everyone's going to work. Everyone driving into town. Hopefully it's going to get a little better out here. Oh damn, there's a big woman on there. Look at all the look at Cynical like pulling out his cock. Look, my cock is big. I got a big cock. Dude, I prove I'm free. I stream every fucking day. When you go stream every day, Cynical, prove that you're like you've got that freedom. What the fuck am I going here? I don't know which way I'm going here. Right. Stream every day, Cynical. Freedom. You know what freedom is? Is doing what you want to do every day. That's freedom, right? That's freedom. Doesn't matter how much money you have. It's doing what you want to do every day. Can you do what you want to do every day, Cynical? Right? Are you? And I prove it. I videotape every fucking day, all day long. I'm here. If I'm out and about, I'm videotaping because I'm free. Cynical is not free, right? Freedom is not about how much money you have. It's what you do with your time. If you're spending all the time, looking at your 401k like Cynical, measuring his fucking dick size and thinking about his fucking money and everything else, right? Then you ain't free, Cynical. And look, Cynical base turd. Look at the name. Look at the name that these people give themselves, right? Look at the name they give themselves. Cynical base turd. I'm just adding an E on bass because he meant to say base. A cynical base turd. That's what he is. You got the whacker. Ultra, you got the ultra fly wackadoodle. What's up, guys? What's up, fly? What's up, guys? How's everyone doing? So, yeah, I think I was listening to these right-wing like podcasts. I don't know how I got onto it. No, I know how I got onto it. Kyle Kalinske. Let's listen to Kyle Kalinske. Kyle Kalinske.
1年で資産を5倍、10倍にしたい人、今すぐ耳を傾けてください。最近 SNS で
Turn, and then of course.
That's Kyle. Where's Kyle? There he is. Make sure I'm going the right way here, dude. Which way am I going? Yeah, I'm going this way. I don't know where this place I'm going. Mikey, you know where you're going?
All right, guys, so we got some big news coming out of Alligator Alcatraz here that I wanted to share with you. So Newsweek reports Alligator Alcatraz hunger strike, what to know. So before we even dive into it, let me just say, I happen to know that we're already on it's like the 12th or 13th day of a hunger strike going on there. So here's what they say. Detainees at the controversial immigration facility known as Alligator Alcatraz have reportedly been on a hunger strike for more than 10 days, protesting conditions at the center. However, a senior Department of Homeland Security official rejected the reports, telling Newsweek in an email Sunday, false, there is no hunger strike at Alligator Alcatraz. Unfortunately, this isn't the first time, nor will it be the last, that the media repeats unsubstantiated, inaccurate allegations about illegal alien detention facilities. Newsweek has reached out to Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' office for comment via email on Saturday. There have been allegations.
Where am I going? I just got Sabai. I don't have an address, Mikey.
Straight.
All right. All right, you're going to tell me from here on out. I'm just going to listen to radio.
Of medical neglect,
verbal abuse and poor conditions inside the Everglades immigration facility, and human rights advocates have repeatedly raised concerns about the center. Alligator Alcatraz was quickly created and holds an estimated 1,000 beds. The bugs are stacked together in wire fenced cages. So it's a concentration camp. The remote facility is expected to cost Florida about $450 million annually to operate. Now, let me just point out, by the way, this is literally like a couple tents in the middle of the Everglades. The idea that this actually cost $450 million is absurd. The reality is, of those $450 million, you have political cronies of Trump and DeSantis. They're going to be walking away pocketing like $350 million, bro. I hope you know that's what's happening.
Yeah,
in fact,
it's a grift.
I shared this on Twitter the other day that there's just a house in suburban Richmond in a place called Tuckahoe where there was a $1.2 billion ICE contract that was awarded to a company that was registered to this random middle-class house in the suburbs. And the person who lives there not answering questions. So again, this is somebody who has political connections who got a $1.2 billion contract, and they're about to steal like $1 billion. That's basically what it is. And this is the same thing that happened with the war in Iraq when you had Halliburton, and Dick Cheney got an exit bonus from Halliburton of hundreds of millions of dollars, and then he gave Halliburton no bid contracts, and they basically stole the overwhelming majority of the money and did a shoddy work. Like the whole thing is a grift. The whole fucking system is just deeply and utterly corrupt. And so $450 million, again, they're stealing at least $350 million of that shit. It did not cost that much to put these tents up there. By the way, we know Jordan Chariton went there and did some great work with Status Coup. Go subscribe to Status Coup to see his stuff. He's done some great stuff. You had Maxwell Frost went down there, and other Democratic politicians went down there. And they say, even if it rains a little bit,
it floods.
This place floods. Even a little bit. They say that they were able to get the temperature in there. There were times in the day when it was 81 degrees inside. I mean, this is like, now you're violating people's human rights. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is completely and utterly unacceptable. They say the center is part of the Trump administration's effort to crack down on illegal immigration. President Donald Trump has vowed to carry out the largest mass deportation, blah, blah, blah. Several detainees at the relatively new facility are refusing food as part of a hunger strike to protest conditions inside the center, with reports noting the strike has entered its 11th day. Pedro Lorenzo Concepcion, one of the detainees, was hospitalized during the strike and told El País in a call from inside the facility, "I feel weak with a lot of heartburn." He told the outlet that he had refused to eat since July 22nd. He continued, quote, "I don't want food. I refuse any treatment. I don't even ask to be taken to the hospital because I'm fighting for my family and all Cubans. And I belong where my people are, in prison, suffering the same hardship they are." His wife, Damaris Hernandez, has told the outlet and NBC News that she is afraid he may die in custody or be deported back to Cuba. Lorenzo Concepcion, who NBC News identified as Pedro Hernandez, came to the U.S. from Cuba nearly 2 decades ago in 2006. He was detained on July 8th after having shown up at an ICE appointment in Miramar, Florida. Of course, the people following the rules are the ones who are getting screwed. A senior DHS official told Newsweek in an email statement, "There is no hunger strike at Alligator Alcatraz, blah, 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 blah." They played the victim. They said, "Oh, there's a increase of assaults against ICE law enforcement agents of 830%. How dare you?" Shut the fuck up with your victim bullshit. You are the Gestapo. We've all seen the videos. We've all seen you round up innocent people. We've all seen you fucking arrest a woman immediately after she gave birth. We've all seen you wrestle, American citizens to the ground and detain them for 3 days in one instance, 9 days in another instance. You're not fooling anybody. When you wait outside of immigration courtrooms, and even when the judge says this person can stay, you still round them up. You're the problem. And that's why you're covering your fucking face. That's why you're covering your face, because you know what you're doing is illegal. All of them know what they're doing is illegal. That's why they're not comfortable showing their face. So far this year, there have been 10 confirmed deaths in ICE detention. This year, 10 deaths. Insane. There's also been stories, you guys know this, of, there were a bunch of Americans deported in Trump's first term. I bet in his second term, that number is going to be double or triple or quadruple what it was in the first term. But 10 deaths in ICE detention, because they don't listen to you. They don't give you the medical attention you need. They don't give you the food that you need. Quote, "These deaths are clearly attributable to the Trump administration's increased and aggressive detention policies, and I have no doubt that when more complete investigations take place, it will likely provide information that these deaths were preventable. You have people who are now refusing to eat because there's basically torturous conditions that are there. Torturous. And so remember, we got Alligator Alcatraz, which is really Alligator Auschwitz. We got Sikot, which is the concentration camp in El Salvador. And we also have, they're trying to send 30,000 immigrants to Guantanamo Bay. Somebody also said here that people detained at Alligator Auschwitz have had to remove fecal matter from the toilets with their bare hands because the toilets lose pressure due to lack of water. That's the sort of depraved conditions that drove those in detention there to 10 days of...
Just an NBA player. I carry an NBA player around with me, always. Embiid, Joel Embiid. He's in Japan right now, driving him around. Ed? Ed, you want to say something, Ed? What do you think, Joel? He's not talking. Which way, Mikey? Masuga? Huh? I'm just driving. I don't know where I'm going. I have no idea where I'm going, Mikey. Just driving. I'll be in the next city over. I think this is Sabai. Isn't it Sabai? No? We're leaving Sabai. Look, we're gonna be in Takefu soon. Big old what?
皆さん、投資家の皆様、注意してください。メタプラネット3300号以前、株価が319。
So there was a report that came out about a week or so ago about how the fastest growing political YouTube channel is a guy by the name of Benny Johnson. Now, I know a lot of you guys are probably familiar with Benny Johnson, but he's, you know, he's sort of like a Tucker Carlson knockoff. He's like a dollar store Tucker Carlson or Temu Tucker Carlson. Super try hard, definitely in the closet. By the way, there was that story of him tweeting something like, hey, what's up with these ads that are on this website? And it was like a gay singles cruise ad, and then people were replying to him like, you know those are targeted ads, right? So he outed himself in the funniest way imaginable. But anyway, this guy's YouTube channel was going,
let me explain what he just said. So he's on X, and because he's searching, right? He's searching fucking male porn shit on X, right? The algorithm knows you. So the algorithm is pushing, I think my VPN is drops. My VPN cut off, all right? So that's so funny. So he's like, what's up with these... What's up with these gay ads on his fucking, right? On his, on his X account. And people are like, you know, dude, like everyone's ad on your feed is targeted. You have your own algorithm on X. So if you're searching pedo shit, if you're searching gay shit, you're going to get gay ads, like, or homosexual ads, whatever. So he outed himself. That's what Kyle was explaining.
But like it was like double or triple that of anybody else, and there were a bunch of fishy aspects about it too, because at the same time his views weren't going up. So David Pakman's going to lay this out for you, and he calls it the most suspicious thing he's ever seen on YouTube. And I can say, being in this space full time since about 2012, I agree. So let's see what he says.
I want to talk to you today about the most suspicious thing that I've ever seen on YouTube, and it has everything to do with a YouTuber named Benny Johnson. Now, I published a piece on Substack about this where I go into even more detail, but let me explain what this is about. I've been publishing political content to YouTube for a very long time. If you dig way back...
I actually think he's been doing it longer than me. I think I was like 2012, maybe 2013. I think he was, before me, he was posting stuff.
You'll find videos from 2009. They make me cringe, yes.
See, now I think he's been doing it full time since then, if I remember correctly, right? Because I started as a hobby in 2008. So I actually was before him, but I think he started full time before me.
But after 15 years on this platform, you learn a few of the things that are just reality. Number one, video performance is unpredictable. You think a video will do well, it doesn't. You think a video will do okay, it blows up. You just sometimes do that. Number two, if you talk about politics, half your audience will hate you, at least the ones that comment. And this is the key part for us. New subscribers track closely with video views, unless something weird is going on. To get more new subscribers, you have to have more video views. If your video views go down, you're gonna have fewer new subscribers. Except if something very weird is happening. And this week, writer and researcher Kyle Tharp published a piece called "This Right-Wing YouTuber is Having a Moment." The YouTuber in question is Benny Johnson. The headline stat is that in Q2 of this year, Benny Johnson's YouTube channel gained 2.2 million subscribers.
First of all, this chart, insane. 2.2 million? In just second quarter? What the fuck? And so if you, Benny Johnson, Fox News, MSNBC, Midas Touch, shout out to them, Charlie Kirk, Joe Rogan, Daily Show, Tim Cast, Turning Point, Tucker, Brian Tyler Cohen, Sean, Jack, I've had it, Asma Gold. Y'all gotta do a better job, dog. Look, I love you guys to death, but let's keep it real. We're not even on the list. We're not even on the list. Come on, y'all. Click that sub button. I don't know what more it's gonna take. But we're not even, I want to be number one. Never mind, not even on the list. I mean, come on, man. That's shocking to me. But anyway, that Benny Johnson's lead, that's fishy as fuck.
Populated channel of the second quarter by far. Now, why is this unusual? It's unusual because the growth in subscribers for Benny Johnson does not match growth in views. In fact, his views appear to be down slightly. Now, before we go deeper, remember who we're dealing with here. Benny Johnson was caught up in this 2024 scandal where it was revealed that he was indirectly receiving Russian money through a company called Tenet. Johnson and others said we had no idea the money came from Russia. The payment rates were wildly above market rate, in some cases $400,000 a month. Some even had six-figure signing bonuses. So this is not someone with a spotless track record. Now let's get back to the data.
So yeah, he was part of that scandal where he was taking money from the Russian government through Tenet Media. So he's already got a sketchy ass record. But look, I'll just say it, with his views going down, but his subs, he gains 2.2 million subs. That literally is not possible. That's not possible. That's inauthentic. That's fraudulent. Whether or not he knew about it and is in on it, that's a separate question. Maybe, maybe not on that front. I have no idea whether or not he knew about this happening or didn't know about this happening. But there is inauthentic, fraudulent behavior going on. It's got to be bots. It's got to be something to make you grow that much while having fewer views. That's not a thing. That's not a thing. That's not how it works. Like, it literally is impossible for it to work like that.
More views means more subscribers. It's not exact, but that's the pattern. Here's a look at my own channel. About 3.3 million subscribers right now. This is actual data from my YouTube analytics. And you can see clearly, more views, more subscribers. It's predictable, that's how it works. Now look at Benny Johnson's data from Q2. The arrows show...
Not possible. It's literally not possible.
Subscriber growth, but views that are either flat or declining. This is weird. Now compare this to Midas Touch. Midas Touch is one of the fastest growing progressive YouTube channels right now. Similar subscriber numbers, but their views match their subscriber growth. Midas has had high views, high subscribers. That's what you would expect. So what's going on here? There are really only a few scenarios where you see subscriber numbers and view numbers separate.
Where? Left.
How
can I go left? Left is this way.
Straight and left. Like so disgusting that it encourages your existence.
Where do I go left? At the lights.
You could see
right
that
here.
If the views go up of this disgusting thing you said,
make a left.
Go down because people go
here.
I gotta unsubscribe. This is absolutely disgusting. But that's the opposite of what we're seeing. We're not seeing high views and subscribers go down.
I see a right, and you're like, make a left. And it's like, I can't go left here.
And that's what gets into the most likely scenario, which is some kind of artificial subscriber growth. And this is where things get complicated.
Right.
Artificial subscriber growth might be completely legal, paid ad campaigns. You run YouTube ads or Google ads, they're targeting subscriptions to your YouTube channel. You could do that. It's really inefficient for political channels. I don't know anybody who actually does it because the targeting isn't great. It's just really expensive. You've got to pay a crazy amount of money for a relatively small number of subscribers. However, if someone else is paying for that, if you have a super PAC, a foreign government, some propaganda agency, a wealthy ally, the logic changes. They're not worried about profit. They're after influence. So they might just pour money into inflating your channel subscribers through paid campaigns just to boost your reach. Now, there's other scenarios like maybe you're using some kind of technical trick, some auto-subscribe pop-up somewhere or embedded subscriber links or stuff like that. YouTube's terms of service don't allow that, and that stuff tends to get shut down. And finally, you could do what's called subscriber farming. This is probably the most concerning. There's a sort of black market for YouTube subscribers. You can buy them through click farms, hacked accounts, and in other ways. It's classic manipulation. These are like the tactics that Russia's Internet Research Agency does. You fake the numbers to make it seem as though you have a lot more influence.
And
the fake subscribers are low quality. Over time, they tend to get purged out. But in the short term, they can really boost your clout by showing a really high subscriber number. So what is Benny Johnson actually doing? I have no idea. I want to be clear. I don't have evidence that any of the things I mentioned are happening on his channel. After 15 years of being on YouTube, I have never seen subscriber growth like this without a spike in views. I've talked to other creators, none of them have ever seen it. Whatever is going on, the implications are big, and it's bigger than YouTube. If this is a coordinated third-party campaign, it raises really serious questions about influence operations, manipulating platform metrics.
Yeah, it's so true.
Basically, like, if he gets away with it, you've now opened the door to having YouTube completely inauthentic numbers on YouTube, which leads to inauthentic influence in the culture, which leads to, you know, coverage of certain viewpoints over other viewpoints. And it's incredibly misleading, and it steers the national dialogue of the conversation. It basically makes our entire political landscape completely and utterly fraudulent. And so this is something they gotta crack down. They gotta fix this. You cannot let this stand.
This is an algorithmic exploit. It would mean YouTube's defenses are weaker than we thought. That impacts everybody. And if this is paid acquisition for political gain, even legally, it could trigger a new arms race for artificial growth, and that will warp the field for independent voices, small creators, and those who don't have the pockets to generate artificial growth.
That's another great point. So, like, if he can do it, others are going to do it too, and that'll drown out the real people with real views. And it's just, it's like, it becomes like a race to the bottom, because then what? In order to stay relevant, everybody's got to start buying subscribers? Like, what are we talking about here?
Now, if this is straight up fraud, bots purchase subscribers, that would mean it's still pretty easy to game the system, and the fallout isn't just views or clout. It's media coverage. It's look at the growth of this channel.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like, fuck the dude who wrote that article. Like, nah, you can't reward that sort of inauthentic bullshit from this guy. Because now, okay, what's to stop Ben Shapiro or Steven Crowder, whoever the fuck, from doing the same shit? Right? And what's to stop somebody from doing it on the Democratic side too? Like, you can't do that. You gotta know what you're talking about, know what's real and what's not real.
You must be saying important things. Well, is he, or is there some kind of artificial subscriber acquisition here? So this is by far the most suspicious thing I've seen on YouTube, and it hurts all of the progressive channels because many of us don't have the third party or whatever it is that is just dumping money into artificial growth.
And it's also a problem when it comes to the ad system that they've set up on YouTube, because if Benny Johnson remains in this place and is completely fraudulent and inauthentic, then how long until the companies that advertise realize, hey, we're spending all this money for YouTube ads, but apparently a lot of the views are completely and utterly fraudulent, and people aren't actually watching the shit that we thought they were watching, so why would I waste money putting ads on YouTube? And it could lead to another advertiser exodus, similar to ad pop.
And
that Joe Rogan, at this late date, would have a teeny tiny bit of humility when it came to politics. This is a guy who originally said, I don't want to interview Donald Trump because I don't want to help him out inadvertently. I don't want to rehabilitate him. I got no interest in doing that. He went from that position to, yes, I want to talk to him, to, I'm going to give him a hot stone massage on air, to, I'm going to endorse him and go to the inauguration. Then he went to, I don't know if it's actually a good idea to totally get rid of due process for immigrants, bro. I feel like that might go like a little too far, man. So, he was a Trump meat rider. Then the shit hit the fan, and he tepidly, tiny criticism, and then he runs away, right? And he does the classic trick that everybody in MAGA does, which is when something bad happens, you just broadly, generally criticize the thing mildly, but you don't bring up Trump, and you don't go to town on it, right? And so, even after all this, you think Rogan doesn't know he's wrong? You think Rogan doesn't know that Trump bombing Iran was fucking bullshit and stupid? You think he doesn't know that? You think he doesn't know that rounding up people at fucking Home Depot is
I want to make sure you're okay.
On his show,
What's going on?
I don't think it's a good idea to do. And even after all that, the humility, nowhere to be seen. The curiosity,
It's
nowhere to be
embarrassed
seen.
about your dad. You're embarrassed about your dad? Because I'm a fat fuck? Why you don't want me to go?
Conservative, right?
And
Well, here he is, after all this time, and he's
I'm
still...
not just going to leave you here all day not knowing if you're safe. Are they beating the shit out of you?
In what I would call like the American left right now. There's the reasonable people that are like, hey, we got to just stop being fucking crazy. Like the Bill Maher's and a lot of other folks like that.
Oh, Bill Maher, the guy who's openly supporting a fucking genocide being live streamed in 4K. Yeah, let's not be crazy.
And then don't make video.
All right, I won't make video. I'll bring this in case I need to talk to someone. I'll cover it. I'll put on the... Huh? Put on the... Is there people here? Is it... I should apologize. Do I maybe need to pay money? You may need me. Huh? His parents don't come? I'm just curious. I'm not here with you. I don't know you. I don't know you. Huh? I'm gonna walk around. I want to check out the building.
복싱? 복싱. 一応中に先生と他の学校の生徒さんいらって、そこも下食下履きをあそこの部屋に。
よっしゃ。
何て言うんだろう。この左手の白い花があるんですよ。そこで入れて、で中履きをずっと入ってください。
All right, there's some people here. All right, I'll sneak around.
Please.
Come on.
I don't want to be here.
Huh?
I don't want to be here.
I want to see what I'm paying money for. I'll stay. I won't get in the way. My son's embarrassed. Let's try this Japanese cola. This Japanese cola. Look at this here. Height. Yeah. It's like that. Oh my God, this is good.
中のエアコン。
はい。うん、大丈夫、大丈夫。はい、大丈夫、大丈夫。これは息子は恥ずかしい。お父さん外人。すいません。I was like, oh my God, dude. This is some really good. This is really good. This Dido Cola. Some really good. So I told him, my Musco is my son. The boxing camp. So he's a little late. I guess it's free. Can you imagine, guys? Let's try to, here, I'll flip the camera around. I'll see if you can get to see. This is kind of cool. Look at this here. Look at the sumo. They must have had a sumo wrestler. They must have had a sumo camp here. Look, and they got the handprints of sumos with their, this guy's Japan's national champion. That guy right there, I recognize him. I think he's retired now. Look, there's my little foxes. This isn't a tanuki. This is what I'm trapping, I don't think, on there. You know. So, boxing team. Konnichiwa. Oh, so this is so this is actually, so my son wanted to go to teachers of the high school, and they're having a boxing camp that I guess they invited the clubs around Fukui to attend. I like the people. Oh wow, look at this up here. Look at these facilities. See, this is where the government spends money. Look at this here. Look, a ballet studio. Look at my fucking belly, dude. I am a fat fuck. I am one fat fuck. Look at that. Look at that fucking shape there. Look at that. God damn. I'm looking more and more like Buddha every day. Let's suck in my belly. There you go. I gotta walk around like this, guys. Look, so this is a little ballet place. Look at the temperature. Look at the temperature in here, dude. It's nearly fucking 40 degrees. It's 30 fucking 5 degrees in this fucking area. God damn. I gotta start sucking in my gut, dude. But look at this facility they build, dude. This is what America could be like. That's what I love about Japan. They build these big gymnasiums for their kids. Look. There's look, my son's walking around. Oh, that's his friend. That's his friend. Oh, that's oh, I gotta film. That's the girl that he was in love with. The girls there, look, they're both two girls on my son, dude. Look, my son has girls fucking hanging out with him. Look at that. He comes in, she's like, come on. Look at them, they're all smiling. Look at them, they're all happy, like, oh my God. Look at that, handsome. I should stop. Well, I don't drink soda, dude. I never drink soda. I was curious on what this, I don't drink soda. I was curious on what this, what's this thing here? What is this thing? What's this? Any idea what this is?
It looks like you might be showing me something, but I can't actually.
Shut up. I never drink soda. Smith, Jazzy Smith. Never drink soda. This is the first soda I've had this month. And I was curious because it had cola. It looked kind of a cool can. And this won't have high fructose corn syrup in it. Let's see, let's take a picture of what's in this fucking soda. Let's see, where's the ingredients? Let's look at the ingredients here. All right, let's look at the ingredients right here. Oh, it's got caffeine in it. What's up, sick? So the ingredients is sugar, which is okay, it does have high fructose. Fuck, dude, it does have high fructose corn syrup. High fructose corn syrup, domestically produced. So if they have high fructose corn syrup, is it GMO corn? If they using high fructose corn syrup domestically produced in Japan, Japan doesn't do GMO crops, does it? Oh shit. All right. So domestically produced, but they brought in the corn from America. So it is shit. What are these guys doing? Oh, they're building, look, they're actually building the boxing ring. This is cool. Look at this here. They're building a boxing ring. Look at that on there. Look, they're putting in they're putting together the floor. Isn't that cool? It's all metal. Look. Look, they're grabbing look at all the kids building. The first thing you do is build the boxing ring. The boxing ring is huge. The older kids, look, the older kids are like, you see the older kids are in the middle, right? These are all the oldest kids, and the younger kids are, there's my son. They all have boxing t-shirts. Some have red t-shirts on. You're exactly right. I won't be drinking this soda again. I usually drink water, but the label caught my eye, and so it was drinking machines. And they're fucking selling this at I think it's kind of cool, them building the, see, look at them building the thing there. Where's my son? Well, there's my son. And they're building a mat down here. On there. And the last piece. And the last piece. This is where you get your fingers fucking pinched. Boom, and it's built. So now I guess you put the, oh, he's breaking off the pieces. Oh, he's taking the pieces out. What's he gonna do? Why doesn't he just pick one which is already fucking, doesn't have the pieces out? He's like taking, he's cutting all the things out. I don't think this kid's smart. Look, there's a bunch of them there which already have the things off. And there's one right there. Oh, that's a big kid right there, the white shirt there. Look at those fucking arms he's got on him. My kid's got the little stripes on the bottom of his shorts. Together. And now they're putting the mats on. That's kind of cool, watching them build a ring. And they got another ring another ring down there. So. The boxing guy just gave me a nod. Must be the coach. Look, Japanese are always cleaning. Always cleaning, look. The lady cleaning. My friends, the girl that's I want to see her box. She's a champion. The girl that was going over talking to my son. She's the Fukui champion. She's got all these medals, so she's going to be good to watch. Watch her box. I don't know who she is, but my son wanted to go to this high school, but it's just too far away from where we live. You know, the commute every day. All these kids hanging out. My kid's tall though. He's like one of the tallest kids in here. He's got like, the thing that was sick, what I told my son, our thing is, he got 36-inch arms. I have really long arms. So which makes you a really good boxer, because you're always gonna have reach. Always have reach on individuals. So my son hasn't seen me up here yet. Mike hasn't looked up here. He'll be upset. It was cute. He's got to smile more, dude. He's got to pick up his dad's smiles. Right? Or he have that smile. Maybe he doesn't want to have that smile that once get punched. God damn, that kid is smiling all the time. Punch the shit out of that kid. We're here at a boxing camp. So we were actually like an hour late, which I'm glad. They don't even have the ring set up yet. That might be the champion girl there. I think that's her. That girl. There's not many girls. I think she's it. So that girl walking right there, she's the badass. She's a champion. Fukui boxing champion. That girl right there may become a superstar globally. She's high school. She's won all these awards. There's only 2 girls here, and she's one of them. And I want to see her box. No, I want to watch she started boxing. Oh, there's the old teacher. There's my son's teacher there. My son's teacher's right there. That's him. My son has, like Rocky had the old fucking teacher. That's what my son had. He's the boxing coach of Japan, one of Japan's champion, who's now the governor of the city, right? The governor of Fukui, where we live, is a former Japanese ultralight boxing champion, and he set up a boxing school, and that's his trainer. That's my son's trainer. So I'm gonna box shit, dude. Oh look, so now they're getting them all over there. Yeah, so she's obviously, look, she's standing right there with the teacher in the back, right there. I want to see her box. That right there. This right now, this could be like iconic video. Imagine she becomes a world women's boxing champion, and you're seeing her for the first time on my stream right here. She's a sensation here in Fukui. Sensation. So, if at my son's gym, If you go down the stairs, it's her the whole stairs is all of all her victories. They give certificates in Japan, so she has all her certificates going down the gym. You know, she's really famous in Fukui. That girl. Imagine if there was like one of those girls that was hired by Epstein, and Epstein was like, hey, and she's like, yeah, let me give you some fucking shit, and just like, you do a parody on Epstein and Trump, and have like this little girl, but she's like a master's of boxing, and just beats the shit out of the fucking pedos, Trump and Epstein pedos. That would be a great movie. Yeah, because she's like walking around. She's like doing her own thing. Oh, they're setting up another ring down here. Maybe that's her down there. There's another girl down there. I was having trouble trying to get the mats to fit together on the fucking thing, dude. That's a big dude. That's a big dude right here. That looks like a high school. That guy right there, look at those arms, dude. Dude, that's a high school student right there. That's a fucking badass. That's a fucking badass right there. I don't want to fuck with that dude. Probably a senior. The coach is, or maybe he's coming in to volunteer. Maybe he's graduated. Maybe he's a college student coming in, because there's a bunch of universities here. So they're going off. Maybe that's. So today we're hanging out at the boxing gym. Peeping on the future Japanese boxing. There's probably a future Japanese boxing champion in here. The thing is, why Japan, do you know why Japan is able to compete in the Olympics and everything? Because of this, right? Because, like in our sports system in America, especially, you try a bunch of different sports, but not in Japan. Japan, like these kids, focus on one sport from the time they're in junior high school, all the way through high school, all the way through college, right? They start at a young age, and they specialize. That's the thing about Japan. They really do specialize. He's looking at that shit there. What's going on there? That's fucked up. They're wearing wrestling shoes. This. Oh, they're. There's a piece on the thing that they're like, it's fucked up. Trying to get those two together. How would you fix that? What I would do is I'd pull up all of those and then start here and then build it back to that edge. Right? Wouldn't you? How would you do it? What would you do to fix that? You have to pull up all the mats and start there and then redo them, right? You have to pull up those mats there and then click them in here and then redo it. right? Is that how would you fix that? How would you fix that problem? So they're building 3 rings. They've got, oh look, they're putting up the, maybe she's the champion. Yeah, they did the thing wrong here. Look, he's fixing it. They did the thing. They fucked up the build. Everything goes on the outside. So the ring has to be the same size as this one. Now they need to do double. They should build out the mat around it. These guys trying to figure out. I would build out another layer of mat around that corner to hold it, you know, so you know what I'm saying? You put the mat down around it. Oh look, now they're putting in the, look. Now they're putting in the tarp that goes over. Look at that. How a boxing rink is put together. See, I would do 2 of those side by side. All right.